Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Umar Keefa. I'm so happy to be here today. So, to my TEDx talk. According to World Bank, Nigeria population was projected to reach 400 million in 2050. And the world population was projected to reach 9 to 10 billion by 2050. Now, the world concern is about how to feed the growing population. My topic today is about green gold. Green gold in the transmission of physical farming to virtual farming. It's safe to say a great revolution. Now, the question is, what is physical farming? What is virtual farming? What makes agric the green gold? Physical farming is like we're talking about agric revolutions, right from Arab revolutions, where a lot of crops were domesticated. How many people knew that the first banana seed was not eatable? By the raise of hand? Yeah. The first banana was not eatable. That was the area when a lot of crops were domesticated. There's a lot of numbers like that. But because of the time, let me just cut it short. Going to British era, when breeding, genetic modifications, mechanization was introduced into agriculture. Going by then, after British revolutions, we have green revolutions, where we have pesticide, fertilizer, and the likes introduced into agriculture. But it's so sad that Nigeria is still as far back as Arab revolutions, because majority of farmers' call to action tools is still cutlass and hoe. Fine, we still have people, we still have farmers that are mechanized, but not in a reasonable percentage that we can talk about. These small old farmers that still have cutlass and hoe as their call to actions, they are 70% they are more than 70% after the farmers we have in Nigeria. And they are responsible for more than 80% of what me and you are eating. That's so sad. Now, everybody in their secondary schools or primary schools, everybody sang the song, I'm a farmer I'm a doctor in my country. Everybody knows me well, including myself. Everybody sang that song. But that time, I did not see, nobody, I don't know if you have it in your own case, nobody sang the song, I'm a farmer in my country. Everybody know me well. If you look me up and down, you will know that it's true, blah, blah, blah. Because in your head, you know how farmers looks like. I've had it countless of time that, Mr. Umar, you don't look like a farmer. And it's even funny, that was a lawyer. But in my firm, when I wanted to onboard a lawyer, and we were talking about the pricing and all, you have to have a corporate lawyer. I was like, Madam, I'm a farmer. And she said, Mr. Umar, you don't sound like a farmer. How does farmer sound? Countless of time, people told me, you don't look like a farmer. How does farmers look? So in our head, in everybody's head, we picture how a farmer supposed to look like. We picture how a farmer supposed to dress. which makes numbers of us not to like farming. Fine. It's nobody's fault. Because the farmers we see around are not that something to think about. Fine. But now going to virtual farming is of two things. To the farmer and to the agric enthusiast. We have it in two categories. Now, to the farmers, is using agriculture, remove the culture there and replace it with business. Seeing agriculture not as culture, because me and you, or let me say me and the government, let me just put it in that bracket. We are where we are right now because we still practice agric as culture, not as business. Going to that, we're talking about business, there's a lot of things. Imagine a farmer like me as a financial advisor. As a farmer, the way you think of virtual farming should be like the necessity of you testing your soil before planting. There are a lot of numbers, like a lot of percentage, bigger percentage of farmers that lost right from the onset of the land I want to use for this particular crop. Because they did not test if this soil is even suitable for this, my farming, for this crop, for this practice. They failed right from the onset of this is where I want to plant this thing. Regardless of the group practice you might put in place. Regardless of that. And the saddest thing about farming is that it won't give you notice. Just keep doing it. At the end of the day, everything vanish. I don't want to sugarcoat anything like farming is easy or something. I have to be very frank. As a farmer, what virtual farming should mean to you is getting a sensor to test your plant, what is happening to your plant. Now, let's create a scenario. You walk into that hospital and the doctors just use his hand. Like, seems you have temperature. And I think it's malaria that's affecting you. I will be looking the doctor like, something happened to you. What happened to thermometer? What happens to carry text? What's happening to me? The same way you'll be looking at the doctor is as 2021, the same way you'll be looking at your doctor, the same way your plant is looking at you, like you are using visual to say, like, this is what's happening to my plant, and this is what I have to use for it. Is you getting a sense of, like, what's happening to this particular plant and what to use for it? Is you thinking like this virtual farming should mean, as a farmer, virtual farming should mean to you like how you can make your agric, I can use science. When we were in secondary school, we studied agric science. But unfortunately, majority of Nigerian farmers are doing agric gambling. As a farmer, what virtual farming should mean to you should be how you can think of this small area of land, how you can maximize the productivity. In Nigeria right now, you can have 8 tons of cassava in 1 hectare. But in Netherlands, the same land of hectare, you can harvest 28 tons. See the difference? The same land. That's what virtual farming should mean to you. So, as a farmer, it's an end. It should mean how to do your farming in a mechanized, modern using digital tools to maximize your productivity. To ease from the comfort of your home is how to look at your whole farm from the comfort of your home. GPS, drone. That's what virtual farming to me, to you. Now, to the second category. Virtual farming should mean what virtual farming should mean to agri enthusiasts is, because in these transmissions, from physical farming to virtual farming, there's a chain there. The problem we have in Nigeria is that we don't use other professions to help agriculture. Now we're talking about a farmer using sensor, using GPS, using different things, using modern tools to enhance his farming. Now, is it farmers that are going to do the sensor? No. It's not. As an agri enthusiast, you are needed in agriculture skills, information, and funding. Let's be frank with ourselves. Innovation is expensive. You having the right information of where to put your funding to in agriculture. That transformation from physical to virtual farming is something you need to know, like, this my profession is needed in agriculture. In developed country, all professions are useful to agriculture. So, virtual farming should mean to you, like, in this transmission, where can I come in? As a tech person, agriculture needs you. Even as a medical person, agriculture needs you. Even as a DJ, agriculture needs you. In Netherlands, there are farms that have entertainment section. Now going to what makes agriculture the green gold now. I've mentioned it before. It's now for you to think of how to make all these innovations, to be your gold. Definitely, you creating all these things is not for free. That's why I said innovation is expensive. It's not for free. Looking at the agri ecosystems, you have to know, okay, this is where I want to come in. My firm has an app. I, as a farmer, fine, I studied computer science as my first degree, architecture as my second degree. But I'm right here speaking like, I'm right here speaking in agriculturally. Because, yeah, when we were in section with the meet and greets, I told that was I think Mr. Damilola, yeah, he said he's an architecture student. I was like, I was an architecture student too. But the skills of this farm selection criteria we were taught in school, I'm now using it on farm. And now I have that five site selection criteria I'm now using on farm. That I have it to be farm selection criteria. That's why I love the theme of this event. Mosaic. Everything you know, how you want to, what's the meeting points? You have to bring it together. What's the meeting point of everything you know? How do you want to use it in your area of specialization? Which definitely, that's the general knowledge that would be definitely needed for anything you want to do. That's why I used to tell people, I don't know a lot of things, but I'm aware of a lot of things. I'm aware of a lot of things. Because in that, I always find a way to always bring a meeting point in everything I know. As myself as an entrepreneur, I can't be in all. I have to understand my strengths and understand my weakness. Going to that transmission, you are needed. We are all needed. And the transmission is not just about feeding the growing populations. It's about creating your own wealth. That's what makes it the green gold. It's not about feeding you, feeding the old. It's not about concerning about the smallholder farmers. It's about your own good. And doing it for yourself is helping the whole country and Africa at large. How do you want to use your skill to create your own good in agriculture? And I will tell you the fact, agriculture is a very wide industry that you can't exploit all. You are needed. You are needed. Now, in my own firm now, we have this triangle that makes things work. We have finance, we have competency, and we have skills. Like the last speaker said, she said, mindset, knowledge, and what? Skills. We have finance, we have knowledge, we have competency, and we have character there. In that triangle now, she talked about knowledge. She talked about mindset. There's this popular saying like, I think it's mind. Yeah, I'll talk about that before I go. That, okay, I think it's about all this. If you want to advise a young fellow now, you say like, don't motivate me, the motivational speakers, scandals, whatever. Talking about that, she was talking about mindset. And I know few people here can be thinking of, no, it's not about mindset, it's about give us money. No, what happened to the last one you had? Anywhere you want to go in life is more about mindset. Trust me, I won't lie to you. I actually realized that in a hard way. Please, without being diverted from the topic I was here to speak on, in short, virtual farming is just we saying, and if you are a virtual farmer, let me tell you, as an agric enthusiast, you don't need to be a farmer before you can impart in before you can make impact in agriculture. Right from that place you are sitting, you can impact agriculture. I said it's a space that's very big enough that you can explore. Look from where everything is coming from and the pre and the post. The pre and the post, where can you come in? Now, agriculture is facing a big problem about wastage. Where can you come in that post-harvest wastage? How can you innovate that? And you can't just be if you are a virtual farmer, if you are just a virtual farmer, it means that there is a physical farmer behind your virtual farming. We can't negate, because that when I received that topic, it seems like are we moving from physical farming to virtual farming? That's why I said, like, to a farmer, there are ways that virtual farming have to meet you. It's an end. But to agric enthusiasts, is a means to an end. The conclusion is, no matter the profession you have, no matter the professions, innovate agriculture and make it your own good. Thank you.